Hello, my name is Kai and welcome to the Theoretical YouTube channel, where we wish every weekend was a Harry Potter weekend. Luckily for us, it basically is. So let's roll the intro and get started. So every now and then I reread the Harry Potter books, and every time I find something new to appreciate. For reference, I first read the books when I was in kindergarten through 3rd grade. Yeah, I missed a lot of the humor and the complex story it had to offer. However, I reread the series in 7th grade and found that JK Rowling had written more than just a compelling story. She had created a universe with deep meaning that was reflected through her writing. This concept is really evident through the names of the characters. So, this is my attempt at a breakdown of the most interesting origins of characters' names in the Harry Potter universe. First up, the Weasley family. Okay, so some people will contest me on this one, and I agree that most of this is just coincidental or made up. But it has been said that all the names of the Weasley members have been drawn from Arthurian times or an English king. Arthur was the name of the King of Camelot, the owner of Excalibur. Bill is a shortened version of William, of which there have been 4 English kings. Most notable, of course, William I, or William the Conqueror, as he's better known. Charlie is short for Charles. There have been 2 kings of England named Charles. Percy could be a reference to Percival, a knight of the Round Table. Fred is short for Frederick, which could allude to Prince Frederick of Wales, who was the son of King George II. He was also the father of King George III. There have been 6 English kings named George. Ron is short for Ronald, and you've got us there. There's been no King of England named Ronald. But you could make the absurd stretch that King Arthur called his spear Ron Gaminiad, which is shortened to Ron by Geoffrey Monmouth. Ginny is short for Minerva, which is apparently the Italian form of the English name Guinevere, who was King Arthur's queen. You see, this list has a lot of inconsistencies and holes, but we're just getting started. Now we get to talk about flowers. There are 6 characters in the Harry Potter universe named after flowers. Lily Potter, Petunia Dursley, Lavender Brown, Pansy Parkinson, Poppy Pomfrey, and Rose Weasley Granger. Of course, this doesn't include Fleur Isabelle Delacour, whose name literally translates to Beautiful Flower of the Court. Some people would argue that Snape makes some very obscure references in the language of flowers in the beginning of the Sorcerer's Stone about how he apologizes for Lily's death. But I don't really buy that.
Or do you take pride in being an insufferable know-it-all?
Of course, we haven't mentioned Voldemort yet. His real name is Tom Marvolo Riddle, which has been shown to be rearranged into I Am Lord Voldemort. Now, these aren't random names either, because canonically, the Dark Lord shares his first and last name with his father, and his middle name with his grandfather. Plus, if we break down the name into Voldemort, it can be translated from French as flee from death, which is Voldemort's main goal throughout the series. I also like how Voldemort came up with this really complicated name and taught it to all his friends before his whole society decided not to use it. Funny how the character with the most meaning behind his name banned everyone from saying it.
We do not speak his name.
Fun fact, since the origin of the name Voldemort is French, it should be pronounced without the T at the end. But no one does. On the topic of names, JK Rowling didn't anticipate being messed up. So many people couldn't pronounce Hermione's name before the movies that a proper pronunciation was actually written into the dialogue of Goblet of Fire when Hermione teaches Victor Crumb how to say her name.
That is my name.
Oh, well then, there you go. Hermione?
But there are some names of the series that have a deeper meaning behind their origin. For instance, most of the teachers are represented eerily well by Greek and Roman names. Minerva Mcgonagall, for instance, borrows her name from the Roman goddess Minerva as the counterpart of the Greek Athena, the goddess of wisdom. This hits McGonagall right on the nose for being a wise source of counsel for both the students and staff at Hogwarts. It could also be noted that Athena's symbol is an owl, which is a predominant feature in the Harry Potter franchise. There's another example in Professor Pomona Sprout. Pomona is the Roman goddess of bounty and orchard fruits, which when combined with the last name Sprout describes an herbology teacher perfectly. You've got Cornea Squirrel, whose name is often overlooked as well. In Greek and Roman mythology, Janus Corneus is the god of crossroads and choices, and he looks like this. Remind you of anything? Severus Snape's name can also be linked to ancient Rome through an emperor named Septimus Severus, who reigned from 193 to 211 AD. Severus also sounds similar to the word severe, meaning stern, which describes his teaching style quite well. Professor Moody's first name is Alistair, which was an ancient Greek demon of vengeance. It was also an epithet of Zeus, which eventually became an insult meaning scoundrel. This easily mirrors Moody's fall from being one of the most respected orators of his time to a paranoid old man. Though not great teachers, siblings Alecto and Amycus Caro's names also follow this pattern. Amycus was a Greek demigod, son of Poseidon, and Alecto was one of the three Furies. The Furies were in charge of serving justice and punishing wrongdoers, just as the Caros were in charge of punishing students under Snape's occupation of Hogwarts. Alecto also translates to unceasing anger. Sybil Trelawney is the divination teacher at Hogwarts, and she has a very intriguing name as well. A Sibyl in the Roman times was a female prophet, and the most famous books of the prophecy are called the Sibylline books. Even more interesting is the name of her grandmother, Cassandra. Cassandra was an ancient Greek seer who was cursed by Apollo to always be correct, but never believed. Similarly, Trelawney is ridiculed by her peers and students, even though she has made 2 genuine prophecies. Probably one of the more potent examples of this pattern is Professor Remus Lupin. He is revealed to be a werewolf at the end of The Prisoner of Azkaban, but his name probably should have tipped us off from the beginning. Remus is the name of one of the 2 supposed founders of Rome, Remus and Romulus, but they were abandoned as infants and raised by a wolf named Lupa. Romulus was also his codename on Potter Watch during the Deathly Hallows. His surname Lupin is based off the same Latin root as lupine, meaning wolf-like, which alludes to his case of lycanthropy. Remus Lupin was also bitten by a character named Fenrir Greyback, who shares a name with a giant wolf from Norse mythology. But the teachers aren't the only ones with names based off of specific patterns. For instance, the Black family is mostly named after stars. To name a few, Sirius, Orion, Andromeda, Cassiopeia, Cygnus, Regulus, Octerus, Draco, Scorpius, Bellatrix, Pollux, and Alfred. Sirius Black, of course, holds a special significance because Sirius is the dog star, and the Harry Potter character can turn into a black dog. He is literally Dog Black, the black dog. This one's probably not really connected, but the 2 squibs in the series have the same initials, AF, in Argus Filch and Arabella Fig. Since I'm running out of ideas here, I'm going to point out that the Goldstein sisters from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them may be Jewish because Goldstein is traditionally a Jewish last name. And if you think I'm stereotyping, there is a precedent for this idea in Harry Potter with the character Anthony Goldstein, who is confirmed as Jewish by JK Rowling herself. And why I bring this up is because Porpentina and Queenie face a villain through Gellert Grindelwald, who is widely known as the Adolf Hitler for the wizarding community. This is a loose connection, but I'll let you decide if there's any significance for yourself. One final note, I'd like to explain one of the most interesting names in Harry Potter. Xenophilius Lovegood. His name is a combination of the 2 Greek words Xeno and Phile. Xeno meaning strange and Phile meaning love, therefore making him a lover of the strange. A perfect description of the editor of The Quibbler. That's about all we have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and keep coming back for more Harry Potter connections. If you can think of any more that we missed, please comment below and share the video with your friends. Also, isn't this like the coolest picture ever? It comes from the illustrated copy of the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So thanks for watching and we'll see you later.
Mononucleosis.